but then everything else can be scheduled around, so I think it probably work for me.
Yeah, if I know in advance,
Third week of September would probably work.
So I will send out and
What are you
see.
laughing about?
Nothing. The third week business.
Mm.
Let me look and see if that's.
Cause you put the mic right there and I slid it up there.
give all the runoff for the rainwater.
Never heard or seen from again.
1-3.
Never be heard or seen
Is
from
there any
again.
way that we can get
Is
over
this
yet?
3 right here? This is us 1.
That was Rhode Island.
No, 2. It's cool.
You like it?
Yeah, I don't know that the conference was really geared towards a city like Bryant. It's more like walkable cities and places that have like public transit.
Get all of
All the
that.
But
agenda
I think it was
stuff,
neat.
Walmart is somewhere around here.
That takes time to leave.
I know, I was so bored. Literally so bored.
Why don't you take off?
Pick a proposal.
wow, but.
I think there's nothing up there. Oh, Spring Hill Road?
Agreed. Also, sorry I just said hi to you. I just talked to you like you're my. Pick up the conversation, but there's a chance that we're gonna get cut out with internet in the next 30 minutes because they're replacing network switches. So, let's.
How fast?
Yeah.
As long as the business takes.
I'm not saying, I'm hoping this records throughout the whole thing, but if internet goes down, it will stop recording. And for transparency's sake, we have to record every meeting, so.
Yeah.
If the,
Yeah, we keep losing everybody.
Who else do we?
Got 3 open seats.
Mm. Not a very,
okay, it's recording, okay.
desirable committee, huh?
We're only missing one member now.
Renee?
Mm.
Yeah, we got, it's 6.
Well, Renee, and then we have one more.
One to fill.
Spot
Yeah, we
that's
have
open.
six. We're good.
Oh, we had 2 to fill. Is it just one?
Carolyn took one.
Oh, okay.
I am now.
Yeah, it's,
Gotcha.
You got 6 right
it's
now.
in the
She's
meeting.
been in all our meetings, so I figured we could just add her to the committee. Yes. I'll call the meeting to order at 6:04. Okay, first item on the agenda is our minutes from the May 19th regular meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
Second.
Mm,
You don't know if you want to approve them?
I was just looking through it. Just like to be thorough.
Okay. Next on the agenda is ward meeting discussions. I know Ward 1 was kind of discussing a little bit. I mentioned in my email to you guys that there are a few things that the mayor has on his radar that he wants to start talking about soon. One of those is our stormwater fee. Currently, our municipal funding committee is reviewing a rate study and I guess the draft rate fee structure for stormwater fees. What you looking for?
Sorry to break up your train of thought.
They're currently reviewing the stormwater fees. And once they finish reviewing those, they'll recommend the fee structure to council. Right now, residents pay a flat fee of $3 for stormwater, and businesses pay $6. So that's every single business. Walmart pays the same as little flower shop down the street.
Per month, per.
Per month, yep. This new fee structure will introduce, residents will gradually go up to $7.25, I believe, or $8.25. And then businesses will be based on, impervious surface. So places like Walmart have a lot more parking, which is a lot of impervious surface, so they're gonna go up a lot. The other people that would be impacted by that, depending on what the committee recommends, could be churches and nonprofits, because they have the biggest parking lots, and schools, in the school. So right now, the committee has asked, the staff to review other plans, like how would this go if we didn't charge seniors as much? Because right now seniors don't pay anything for stormwater fees. So they're looking at what would seniors pay, how can we take the least or the most strain off of these local businesses, churches, nonprofits, and schools, while also being able to create a stormwater department that can stand alone. And then some of the other things, we actually our planning commission just approved Craft and Toll, the engineering firm, to do our new comprehensive plan and land use. So that's a lot of plans. A lot of plans are coming out, but once those plans are actually out and I can actually send them to you guys, that's the kind of stuff that the mayor wants to talk about at these ward meetings or any town halls that are citywide. Which of course I'm going to give you guys guidance on that. I'm not just going to give you the information and be like, here, go tell this to all the residents. So, just wanted you to have those things in mind as you're thinking about your ward meetings.
So that would be a time frame, which we were talking, but we were offline, but so it would be more like August, September time frame.
Right.
So with the planning of it, you'll be able to elaborate more on it. You're talking about, is it square footage of the land that they own, or the parking lot, or the building for the businesses? How's that working?
I believe it's square footage of like their impervious surface.
So,
Asphalt, basically.
Yeah, and I thought I brought my little chart with me, I've been carrying it around, and I looked
Yeah.
at, you have to have binoculars to read.
Right, yeah.
so we're not doing the same thing for residents?
Residents will go up 50 cents.
So they're $3 now, they're going to $4.25.
Okay, so they're going up $1.50.
Well, what I'm asking though, so if I own 10 acres,
Mhm.
I'll be paying $7.50, the same as the person who only has 100 square feet.
As a resident.
You see what I'm saying? So, because I get the businesses, but
Mhm.
are we not doing the same for residents? So if I own 50 acres right over here, I'm still just gonna pay $7.50, where,
It could be discussed. I don't know that that's how the fee structure works.
And I'm
How
not
it is
sure
now.
when you say impervious, is it like the parking lots and those things? So like if you had 10 acres and it's in vegetation, you're not gonna have as much stormwater runoff as, say, the Walmart parking lot is. I hate to use Walmart.
That's somewhere to put it.
But they're the biggest, yeah.
but,
Where
and I
if
understand.
everything is slow it down.
I understand that, but, so like where I live at, I get all my neighbors' stormwater.
Mm-hmm.
They own 4 times as much property as me. So that means that that individual who has multiple shops, everything else on his property is looking at the same as I do. So that's my whole thing.
Maybe that ought to be a matter of discussion.
Yeah.
Bring up.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing you guys already, ran the numbers so that you would see how much money is needed to have a standalone stormwater.
Yes.
And the numbers fit with $4.25 per person, per citizen.
So the model that we're looking at, I think we're eventually needing 5 million for stormwater to be a standalone and to start working on these projects. Yeah.
So once it get approved, then we'll have a drop dead date, or y'all have a projected date?
We'll have a projected date. So once this gets approved by the committee will push it to city council. City council will read it for 3 months in a row so that residents have ample time to come and speak. We can have town halls, stuff like that. We can do surveys. So the 450 or 425,
I think it's 425, I can't remember if it's numbers.
that will gradually go up over the next 4 years until residents stop at, I think, $7.50, $8. Residents will stop at $8. And that's if we adopt this current, projection fee structure.
I noticed the current loan is 10 something and the amended is 5, so we're saving money, right?
Right.
And this amended does look a lot cheaper.
So the difference in that from Will Dan's original, the amended does include charging seniors. So right now, seniors don't pay anything. This fee structure would go from $0 to $4.50. So that's a little bit bigger of a jump than what regular residents are gonna see. They're gonna see $1.25 or $1.50 of a jump in 1 year. And I believe the impervious surface commercial businesses, those will also gradually go up until they hit a point, which we don't know what that point is yet because we haven't fully decided if we're gonna charge schools and churches, what are we gonna charge them, what can they actually afford? Because I think the number we gave to the school at first was like $2,400 a month. And the school came back and they were like, we can only pay X amount of money.
So that's just like me and three of my neighbors with the amount of money we're paying in taxes every year. That's fine.
So right now, I would encourage you guys to go back and look at our, watch our June Municipal Funding Committee meeting. It's on our YouTube channel. That was June 5th. There's really good discussion. Ted kind of goes through his spreadsheet and how they're calculating what businesses would pay. And so the next meeting, we gave the committee another month to review. So our next meeting in July, they'll reconvene and start discussing ways to move forward.
I think some of the bigger questions you'll come up with is, if a resident is paying more than the business. That's gonna be some of the things, because why me as a resident may be paying more than the business.
Well,
I mean, I can understand,
so,
that won't come up,
so residents will go up to $8 total.
correct?
Businesses are seeing much higher.
Okay. that's
Like,
fine.
I think we came across one for,
That's the question.
like, for the First Southern Baptist Church, he was in attendance, and so we looked through the spreadsheet to find what he would pay. I think it was something like $300 a month.
Mm.
So businesses will be paying a lot more than residents. It's just gonna be the difference of what each business will pay. That's where it'll be, discrepancies. Residents will still pay all the same flat fee.
Can you tell us why the loan has changed from 10 to 5?
It's a lot to undertake. I mean, so I think that, so when you give Wildan, the consulting company, you give him the scope of these, the engineering companies come up with the cost of these different projects. And so you give all this to Wildan, and so they put it in their little mixmaster, and they spit it out. In reality, some of those projects we will probably never do in my lifetime. Some of them are already funded. Some of them, we've even discussed within the committee of different ways to do it, way less than 17 million. I mean, we're talking a $24 million project that I'll probably be dead and gone if it ever gets fixed.
And did the BLM make a change too? We don't have the
BLM.
BM,
Do what now?
the thing we voted on.
Bam,
BM.
Oh, they got
It went
it's
down.
on by.
Yeah, so we don't have that stormwater.
No, so there's that. So it's just looking at what we can feasibly afford. So part of the discussion was if churches and stuff don't pay, then raising the cost on seniors even more and businesses even more to squeeze the churches and schools out, nonprofits. So that was part of, the discussion was everywhere. And so, from a senior perspective, I have a friend who's a senior, she's a widow, single woman, that has a house, residence. Her water bill averages about $56 a month. So you're gonna all of a sudden, she's gonna go from 0 to 4.25. Well, if it winds up going to 5.5, you've almost put a 10% fee on her bill. And so when you're a senior and you have this much coming in and it's not going up a whole lot, it's a balance. I think that's where we are, it's the balance, trying to figure out the balance of it.
But we could tell the people that the quality of life will not, we still got the.
We still have the problem, we just gotta figure out how to fix the problem. We've had this problem for decades. It's been caused by exponential growth and not paying attention to what's underground. It's way easier to build a park or something else, because it looks good, people like it. You gotta take care of your infrastructure. And so the problem is there, we just gotta figure out a solution we can live with. And so, once it gets to the town hall, it'll be pretty much set in, the talk was, once the funding committee mushes it all together and comes up with something, so I think that's, when you say that's what council expecting us to hash it all out, because it's not easy. I knew this wasn't gonna be easy. It's already.
Too many moving parts.
Yeah. We talked about,
Having
a workshop, yeah,
So I don't know
between
if
the
that's
committee and
still gonna-
council.
Yeah, to kind of go over it, because it's so complex.
Yeah.
But if council will want that. You've got 4 council members on this funding committee. And we have great people on this funding committee, really smart people. So that's helpful. but it's a hard, and this is just problem number one. We got two more to look at.
And as a,
And the next one's not gonna be easier.
right, and as a little bit of a backstory, currently stormwater is funded fully by our streets department. So 3 or 4 staff members that stormwater has, that comes out of our streets budget. So that kind of stretches the streets budget thin, where we can't do any maintenance or repairs on streets because that's funneling all the money into stormwater.
Well, we should start charging all of our, trash companies who are driving your 18-wheelers or big trucks on all of our small roads that are causing issues.
What I've heard,
That is moving part number 3. I
yeah,
think.
what I've heard is that that is one of the most contentious things in the whole county is trash services, because people love their little mom and pop trash services.
I can
Can't
tell
start
you
paying
what-
more.
One council member told me they would have a hard time voting against this man over here losing his job because this is his livelihood, because he goes
Right.
around in his little pickup truck and
Mm-hmm.
picks up trash in the neighborhood. And I think there's a way that could be a win for everybody, but
Mhm.
it's gonna be I think this problem is hard. It's gonna take a great negotiator to figure that one out.
And then the
Or
next
work with people.
The next problem is police and fire pensions, which we just found out that any dedicated millage has to go to a vote of the people.
So they can't see what they were gonna do.
So council can set millages for, I guess, property tax and real,
Yes.
personal and real property. And now, to do anything further than that, like to do one that's just dedicated to go to fire and police pensions, that has to go to a vote of the people. So I don't think anything is gonna go on the ballot this year. I think time's already passed for that. So that'll probably be a next year issue that comes up, which is gonna be at the same time as the mayor election, the council member election. So,
Have you looked at North Little Rock on how they just changed all their stuff for their fire and police?
I'm not sure. I know our HR director and Treat have been looking a lot.
That was big news. It's the first city in the state to do it, so they passed it. For one, they'll keep their health insurance once they retire, which that's the first city to ever do it.
Mhm.
Once a police officer retires, they get nothing,
Yeah.
like, nothing from the city whatsoever. And they raised their retirement pension up. That was all a vote by the city council who did that. So I don't know what their bylaws are different than ours.
Yeah.
But
Could be their funding mechanism to
Yeah.
fund it.
it took the FOP worked with North Little Rock City Council and Mayor's office to get all that stuff taken care of.
Do you know, do you know much about insurance with the city of North Little Rock? Okay. I was gonna
I
say,
just know it was the first in the state, first police and fire department in the state to get it approved.
Yeah, they made a big stink about it. It was out on the news and everything, that they got it approved. Obviously look into it.
Yeah, and it was one of those, there was like requirements there, like you had to work there so long in order to get it, like I couldn't do 20 years in Bryant, then hop over there for 2 years and get,
mhm.
so there was stipulation up in there. But they have seen an increase in, police officers and
I
firefighters.
bet.
Yeah.
I bet, yeah.
So,
That was our issue, what was that, 2 years ago?
That was last year, so last year,
It
we
was-
voted to raise personal property tax.
That feels like so long ago.
Oh, because it's like living
I feel like so much has happened since then.
But you know what triggered that? The increase in fire and
Oh.
police, salaries,
Mhm.
because after the pandemic, the state police increased their costs, so everybody's jumping ship.
they're doing it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And really, council had their hands tied on that one. It was,
The first time we've raised personal property tax since the 80s.
yeah.
Like 40 probably.
So do you
Probably
think
40 years.
think the odds of it going to 5 this year would be on the radar? That was the discussion.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Okay, ward meetings. I saw Randy reached out to his, Ward 1 representatives to start that conversation. Basically just start looking at a location, a time, a date, whether that's in July or August or September. So I just encourage you guys to all reach out to your ward representatives. And I need to add you to that email, but I think I looped the rest of you in with your ward representatives. And again, I'm happy to help however I need to, marketing, promotion.
Just,
just introduced, again, Jordan had already introduced, I just threw out an idea for a location and then asked for help. And then Lisa chimed in with some alternative stuff, and now we're gonna put together,
Pick a date.
now we're gonna put together a date. But when you send it out, you've already been introduced, so you might just come up with a, one or two options of where to meet, and then let other people, clear it with the person that you're having the,
Right.
you know, if you're gonna meet at Blue House Bakery, make sure that you clear it with them to meet there, but yeah, and then we're gonna narrow down a location, and then also, but
I know who you're talking
my thing
about,
was just to
too, I think.
kickstart the conversations, like Jordan said. I mean, you know, we're trying to
Yeah.
get started on these,
That's trash.
and I don't think we're gonna be able to really have input or, until August or September, so I'm glad that we started this time, and we can, gives us a couple of months to get a location, time, and stuff like that, so.
And these, I don't expect these to be like formal council meeting agenda type things. My vision for it is the committee is the ones running it,
Mhm.
and me and the mayor, or, you know, the public works director or the fire department chief, they're also there to answer any questions the residents may have. But I'm not seeing you guys having to like give like a lecture or a presentation or anything. I'm seeing it as you guys introduce who's there, and then you facilitate question and answer, pretty much. And of course, if there's more you want to do, absolutely, but I also don't want you guys to go into these scared, thinking that you have to like take over as a city official or something.
Yeah, we need some funding to give food out.
I was gonna say ice cream social is what I'm thinking.
That's
We used to do
I don't handle funding.
It depends on, like, Ward One, I can probably throw in and,
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
a bottle of water, cookies,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That's what I was,
Talk way into it.
we're really on the same wavelength on this, so that's.
Say, we ain't never scared.
Yeah, Ward One
So-
wants barbecue.
Because there's no other place to eat in Ward One, we're gonna have to bring our own food, we keep saying that.
They love to say that.
No place to eat in Ward One. I'm gonna put it
Push
out
on
there,
commercial
buddy.
development down there.
Last 2 weeks in September, just to kind of get it, and
Oh,
be there
that's
for
what Ward
kids.
was
I think
doing.
I'm good on those days.
The restaurant we have is Circle K.
That's right.
And they got hot dogs.
Oh, so Ward One is north of the
We
interstate.
help you with water bottles.
You know, I heard some talk today that somebody's trying to get a grocery store on the north side of the interstate. Will it happen? I don't know, but I know there's talk about it.
Well, it used to
It's
be.
probably gonna be in Ward 3 or something.
Probably. Everything's a word.
Yeah.
There you go. Man.
My brain is going.
Leadership. That's a good idea, that is a good idea.
That's great.
If you got enough.
Come early, get the food truck, and
Yeah.
come to the.
Fall Fest.
Are we moving on?
Yeah, moving on.
Does anybody have anything else about ward meetings?
Before we lose internet.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
5 more minutes.
Well, I'm just gonna, not saying we have to be out here all night, but until they come and tell me if the internet's down, I'm not gonna say anything. All right, Fall Fest is on Saturday, October 4th. We will have a joint booth with the Stormwater and Finance Department. They'll have their own booth, and then right beside them will be our booth. So whether we want to put games together or, no, because we're all going there with the purpose of sharing the budget survey.
Mhm.
That's what Finance and Stormwater will be there for. And they also have a lot of fun at theirs too. Not that we don't have fun, but.
Mhm.
We should have a big sewer pipe.
This is still at the park, same as last year.
Bishop, yep. Yep.
Raffle.
You just put your little ticket in the sewer pipe.
We could let kids climb, they could crawl through the sewer pipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
If you win, you get exempt from.
Are we gonna do any kind of big,
Taxes.
like, pickleball, like they did for the Christmas one, or anything of that sort?
Fall Fest is organized and hosted by the chamber. All I'm doing is organizing our committees
Give out
in our
information.
booth, yeah. If we we can do a theme. I'm working on looking at, tent covers and tablecloths. We can have actually branded stuff.
Halloween thing.
We could do Halloween.
We can set it up, take pictures over there.
Yes, We could, what, are you the one that brought what are you laughing about over here?
Come on, I'm listening. I'm just smiling.
We're focused, we're ready.
I'm just
Are
smiling.
you the
Come
one
on.
that had the photo backdrop?
No, that was Chris.
I'm sure he'll
Yeah,
still.
that was
Yeah.
Christmas though.
So,
Yeah, it was Christmas.
that was really good. People loved that
Pay
booth.
Bales or something.
We could, yeah.
I got a bunch of animatronics and stuff.
We could do that. We could do just a cute little fall or Halloween booth. It doesn't matter to me. We could dress up as a theme.
Yeah, that
I don't know
is,
what.
we could do that.
We could. You don't want to, though.
You come up with the theme, I'll do it.
He on tape.
Do we want to have,
Yeah.
do we want to do Bago again? That's easy.
I'll bring it.
Yeah, I've got boards.
It's already paid for.
How many boards do we need to bring?
I brought two to the, I brought two full games, but we only used two boards. We put them up in front and just let people throw. So I mean, if I just bring one board, I think our one set of boards will be fine.
We could
I say
have
that.
start introducing the QR code for they can submit their comments, questions.
And we can have a little feedback box. We can put their questions in it.
Yeah. Or
Is
their
there power
positive
out there?
comments.
Citizen landing page, there is.
There's power out there?
Equal powers. They're for RV,
Yeah.
they're still power.
We do have
Do we have a portable
citizen
TV
landing.
van?
I mean, I'm sure we could get one.
No, it is. Well, so that, because then she can run stuff on there, like upcoming events.
Oh, that
everything
would be
else that's going
cool.
on. Just put it on your computer and just a constant go through of slides.
Just a tablet.
Yeah, or we could have an iPad out there doing that.
I was just thinking something in the background.
Are you just saying something, having in the background, have it run like TV sitting out there?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
As they walk
Constantly
through,
going
coming through, just constantly going through the information.
Or we could always put the Razorback game on there, and then all the residents will come to our booth. Oh, I have no idea. You're asking the wrong person.
No, I think Ace.
I'm named after Michael Jordan, and I have
September,
this
I
much
think.
knowledge about
It's
sports.
in August, I thought.
Oh,
I think it's into August.
Yeah.
You can have the
Second game.
cheerleaders come in.
And you know, Treat had to tell Scottie
October.
Pippen that, Lisa.
Notre Dame? Or is that like the 24th?
So,
I can pull it
it's
up.
fine.
We'll play.
If the internet's
I'm
working.
looking, I'll look it up.
I don't know. How
You have to get the local sports involved, those parents will come.
The 4th is a bye week.
Oh, okay.
There you go, boom.
Yeah, it's working.
you got to do,
Back out on that one.
they get it on purpose.
And then, I did want to show you guys. So we used to have on our website, report a concern was not written well. It was, website feedback. When you went to community engagement, instead of report a concern, it was website feedback. And so I think that probably deterred a lot of people from actually submitting any issues that were going on in the city. And since we've changed it to report a concern, I've gotten at least 3 of these a day. So this is probably gonna be the link that I use, yeah. And then I get all of those sent to my email, so I can, put them in a spreadsheet and keep them going that way. And then, as we said, that can always create an FAQ. So then we can bring 2 events like this.
You do the drop-down community engagement again? Okay.
Report a concern. So,
Yeah, can you hit the first one?
No, I'll speak up for the nonprofits. We paid the money, I think it was $50 to be in the fest. We don't have that many nonprofits, but that's what council's thinking.
Yeah, well, and the city gives the chamber,
X amount of dollars.
5,000 a year? 50,000.
Yeah.
So that's how we don't have to, we give them that money to support them, and in turn, we don't have to pay for a booth, if that makes sense.
Where's the, where would they go to find like their representatives and the map? Is that resources or?
That's
In
city government.
departments and then city government.
Yeah.
City government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Boom.
No, create a beautiful fibers.
What email you got for me on that? Go back up to Ward 1, let me make sure I got the right one.
1818.
It needs to be that City of Bryant one, that's Randy for Bryant. or
I need to
whatever.
change yours, and I need to add Carolyn
Hmm.
into that.
Oh, well.
And my vision for this is to eventually have pictures for everyone.
Oh, no, you don't wanna do that.
Community engagement. I would like if that was in community engagement.
This,
Yeah,
yeah.
or like just a link.
We could do that. We could have, under here, we could have a link to city officials. I mean, that's our, is that asking for a bunch of feedback?
I think it's gonna be true.
Oh, you don't wanna do your picture?
All right, well,
I'm just kidding.
Was it next month that we start doing our, Christmas planning?
Yes, because I just had my first meeting about Christmas today.
Last meeting, you said it was in June, but.
Well, the chamber now wants to do, they wanna bring back Santa's block party at Marketplace.
That was
That
it.
was it.
Yeah, they wanna bring that back, and then the Parks Department still wants to do something at Mills Park, just to have it decorated. I'm currently looking at a giant Christmas tree for Marketplace. And that's about as far as we've gotten so far. So, we're getting there.
Okay, so Marketplace, is the chamber, Mills, you said Mills Park, or the
Mhm.
parks, okay.
And I don't even know that we'll have like a big event for it, or if we'll just decorate Mills.
We gotta do the village, just get food trucks over there and have.
I brought that up to Shane this morning. Okay, good.
Did he say anything about it?
He talked about how he wants all the businesses to stay open that night.
Well, to me, it's like a month-long event.
Yeah.
So when we were talking about, Christmas Village or Christmas markets, European markets,
Mhm.
I sent Shane all these pictures. And when we did the Christmas trees last year, we passed that entertainment district.
Mhm.
So it goes from Copper Mule to the tavern.
Mhm.
So all these little, commemorative
Little mugs.
market
Mhm.
mugs. Those two businesses
Mhm.
serve Glühwein.
Yep.
You sell the mug and you fill it with Glühwein, or you could, in the middle there, the hot chocolate stand, so,
That'd be really cute.
selling the hot chocolate
Yeah.
in a commemorative mug, so you get rid of the mugs,
Mhm.
don't buy a ton of them, enough to get rid of and but you get people lingering
Right.
in the market area,
Mhm.
and those businesses stay open a little bit later.
Mhm.
There's tons of little cute boutiques over there now.
There is, yeah.
by the time I get here.
Yeah.
I think it's a win for the businesses, and
Yeah.
you create something for families.
Mhm.
You still have,
Lot was
talk to,
Especially if we can do kind of like a parking lot sale with all those boutiques and stuff.
you
You
just
spend, and that would be.
keep it open
Yeah.
keep them open and a reason for people to mingle.
Yeah. And Shane also talked about, they said they're looking for sponsors to get 4 of those huge white event tents. And so in case weather, they can put those out there, around those local businesses, and then have like, if anybody wants to bring crafts, or if they have like their own market, like Christmas presents or
Mhm.
anything, they can also be under that tent, just in case of the weather.
Their fee.
Is there
Okay,
anywhere
Walmart,
over there to
walk
put a
on over.
Christmas tree? Is there anywhere over there to put a big Christmas tree?
I mean, I think if we ask Bart Ferguson if there's ever anywhere, I think he would make room, probably.
Yeah, I think there's a move to do Ted's Corner. I talked to the person that's facilitating that,
Oh.
and I said, that'd be a great place for Christmas tree lighting.
Yes.
And he goes, it needs to be right there.
Mhm.
And I said, well, let's make it snappy. It needs to happen by
Well,
Christmas.
And that's my thing, is that if we can just do it all over there, why don't we just do like a, instead?
Well, you could do, and this is something else, was to bring back the Christmas parade.
Mhm.
We didn't have it because we had a conflict with Benton one year, didn't we?
Right.
Probably didn't have it,
And I think the chamber is pretty gung ho about not.
not doing a Christmas parade.
Yeah.
Oh,
Apparently, it's a lot of logistics.
probably.
Now,
They don't decorate.
if I could take over it, I would love to do a parade.
Christmas decorations and all the.
Also, don't know if I want to commit to that. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, if we wanted to do a parade, though, we could do a parade.
But even going back to that village approach
Mhm.
there, over in the marketplace, then you have maybe the jazz band from the school, Come one night, they create an atmosphere, or you have a string quartet from the school,
Mhm.
and we get to, those kids play, their parents come, their grandparents come. They
At
shop.
every school,
Mhm.
do something.
Oh, there's just all kinds of ways to involve the community in it, and that block party, I've heard so many good things about the block party.
Oh, I've heard it for years, since it went away, that people just want that back.
Create that environment.
Mhm.
We did it just that once that I remember, but that
think
one
that's
year
the only
alone
And it
was good. I mean, from start to finish, we was out there,
Yeah,
I was out there from the start of it till we finished.
Mhm.
and I think we could have done a better job.
Oh, yeah.
If you had a tree lighting at this corner,
Mhm.
tied into a food truck event, over at the neighbors over on, what is it, Church?
Yeah.
I know Blue House would.
Corner.
Blue House
Yeah, I think it's
killed that
Cornerstone.
night.
They have
last time we
food truck.
Mhm.
over there.
Yeah.
But we had, if I'm not mistaken, we had, there was at least 4 trucks out there. When we was out there last time.
Oh, yeah.
Right across, so we was on that street right across where the Coldwell Banker was at, and there was 2 in that parking lot, and it was one down by the Copper Mule and one
Mhm.
right in the middle of that. So it was like 4 trucks that was there, food trucks.
Yeah. And then the fire truck brought Santa.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we can do that. That's
It's an event that I think
But
is,
you can
That's
do
easy.
multiple, like
Yeah.
do one,
Mhm.
and then do that one, and over at your marketplace,
Mhm.
a photo op.
Yeah.
For people to take pictures.
And then how about a toy drop off?
Yeah, I would love
Great
that.
idea.
I would love a little toy drive. It would have to be early enough in December that we could get it to, whether it's Salvation Army or,
So there's a,
James Baloo does that
I
one
was gonna say,
toy drive.
and all the proceeds to those toys go to Saline County kids.
oh, that would be great. Can you get that contact for me?
I do, I'll get it for you. And his, so I actually think he services, he takes care of the kids from Bryant to the county line, and then the Kiwanis over in Benton, Kiwanis or
Mhm. Or,
Yeah, I mean,
Optimus or something, Benton does Benton the other direction. We're like to the edge of Benton to the county line. It all goes to Saline County kids.
that'd be great.
And then something for the animal Bryant Animal Shelter?
Oh, let's not even talk about that one real quick.
oh,
Girl,
yeah.
You're talking about
have
the,
you not read those fees?
Oh, yeah, that was-
That's my son's classmate.
That's been getting bad. I've been reading those
Yeah.
fees. They said he was complaining for 6 months about that.
yeah, it's horrible.
And.
Was it wasn't in the city of Bryant, was it? It was in Alexander,
The
okay.
county, said they wouldn't do nothing about it.
The county desperately needs an animal shelter, desperately. Some kind of animal services, anything.
I don't know if all the cities need to come together.
We've tried,
They just pay for one or what, but.
It was in the works at one time,
Yeah.
about a year ago,
Mhm.
and it just went away.
yeah.
'cause
It needs to be county driven.
it seems like it could be, that could have been prevented with all the comments.
Because I used to live in Alexander, and just randomly dogs will appear, and they were very aggressive. I saw somebody, and I went through the same thing where kids can't walk to the house.
Mhm.
We have to go pick them up because the dogs were so aggressive.
Yeah. Sad. Sad for the people and the dogs.
mhm.
Yeah.
I love that. Nothing.
Yeah, probably.
We have dog
I'm just
trainers,
waiting
we
for you
can
to
track
get
dog
me.
trainers too.
Wear me out.
Okay, Christmas, any more?
Not until our next meeting.
Somebody's ready to get out of here.
You said the planning part was like our next meeting, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything else we want to talk about with Fall Fest?
Office, we're gonna have the
Yeah.
games.
Did you get a new tent?
Yes, I do have an intent.
Okay.
Get plenty of candy.
Yeah.
We're gonna need more of it, we did last
That,
time.
used to be
I didn't get a
that
new tent, we had.
black and orange wrapped
To make sure it works.
stuff. Tastes like.
And I love the idea of, we have a TV or
Yeah.
even if it's an iPad or, like, I know I have a laptop and the screen's pretty big too.
Yeah.
I mean, something just announcements or,
Pretty sure we can scrounge something like this somewhere.
I'm sure we have probably some like spare
Set it up
monitors.
out there just to have it connect to the computer like an HDMI or something,
Yeah,
just have
yeah.
it running.
Yeah, that's
Have it
easy.
running. I think that'll answer a lot of questions, and we still can be out there jibber jabbering or whatever the case is as we do. But just to have it on that monitor that's gonna answer a lot of questions. But they'll read for themselves and be like, okay, I'm good.
Mhm.
Even we put a flyer on there for, you know, our Christmas stuff,
Mhm.
whatever we're doing
Yeah.
then, like,
Yep.
Upcoming events.
yeah.
You do that?
I think these are getting a little bit easier to plan, because
Mhm.
we're already building to it, so now it's more,
Yeah.
this is what we're gonna do.
The next meeting, I'll have more Christmas stuff for us to talk about. We can talk about shifts. I don't know, it's kind of early to talk about.
Yeah.
We can talk about shifts, and then if nobody has a plan like that far out, we can always push it, but.
All right.
Right,
And a theme, I guess, Fall Fest theme, so we
Yeah.
can start.
Sewer?
Wizard of Oz.
Sewer.
that would be fantastic. That would be so good.
Well, you know those billboards,
Yeah, they do.
yeah, those Ninja Turtles?
That would be hilarious. I bet I could get like an empty pipe though. They have them laying all the way over at Public Works, like they have so many. I bet I could ask somebody to bring one. That's great.
So for one every meeting.
Right, if nobody else, anything else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I always say that motion is not, it's a proper motion and it cannot be